Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at BBAI. It is time for another update, and on this chart we are tracking an initial 5-wave structure that would be forming to the upside in this area. Now at the moment it could still be an impulse, but it could also be a leading diagonal forming to the upside, but a general target for the internal wave 3, which is not yet complete, would be the $34.5 level, the 138.2% extension. And in that case, I would expect in either scenario, either the bullish impulsive structure or the leading diagonal forming to the upside to still form and still reach such a target. Now internally, so far in this large structure, we have the wave 1 and 2 complete, and in this third wave to the upside is where we actually split our scenarios, and in white we have the ABC pattern. We are tracking an ABC structure to build and form this entire wave 3 up, and then in the blue scenario we are tracking a 1-2 setup in this area, and then we would be looking to develop an internal wave 3 and then a fourth and then a fifth to complete the actual wave 3. Now internally, in either case, we would be looking for a somewhat similar structure in this area. We are looking for a 5-wave structure to the upside in either case, but in the blue scenario, we are tracking an impulse, whereas in the white interpretation, we are looking at probably a diagonal pattern developing in this wave C to the upside, where so far we have a wave 1 complete, a wave 2 complete, we have the A wave complete of the wave 3, the B wave probably complete, and now we would be looking, and we were looking since the previous videos, several, for the wave C to the upside to complete this wave 3. And in the previous video, in this shorter time frame, actually before we get to this, I also wanted to mention, in the blue scenario we have an internal 1-2 setup here that would be expected to be followed by a larger third wave up in an impulse. And in the previous videos we were looking here at this as a potential 1-2 setup that would allow the third wave up to begin either within the wave C or an internal wave 3. And we had in the previous video identified here a 1-2 setup correctly, which did succeed. It did form another high in this area, but it seems that it is instead an A-B pattern, where this would be something like a C wave up. Honestly, it is pretty difficult to consider this a clear ABC. Maybe it was something like an internal ABC in this area, and then we had an ABC here in a wave B, and then this as the C wave up. This probably makes more sense, but in either case I cannot consider this the actual wave 3 to the upside, and since we failed to hold a higher low within any reasonable expectation, this is probably unfolding as a different pattern. So the setup did work out. It did provide us the expected upside, but it did not create the impulsive structure that we were expecting in this area. So now we are going to remove the the orange resistance area. It didn't manage to provide the resistance. It is no longer useful. We'll remove the smaller time frame blue setup that we had. It did work out, but not ideally. And we are going to focus on the idea that this actually could be just an extension of the wave 1, where previously we would have probably had something, hold on a moment, we would have probably had something like 1, 2, 3, a fourth, and this as the fifth wave to the upside. And now we are once again looking for a potential 1-2 setup in this area, where we are looking for support at the levels between the $7.2 level all the way down to the $5.4 level. And so far we did reach the first level of support, and we managed to stop this pretty aggressive downtrend that has been forming, but I'm not necessarily convinced that this is a bottom. We will have to be a little bit patient, and also we will have to be extremely cautious, because by forming this additional high in this area and having a different type of a 5-wave pattern complete, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there is the possibility of this being the ABC pattern that we were tracking in this supposed wave 3. Now, I don't believe we actually reached an ideal target for this internal wave 3, so it may be... No, we actually did. We didn't reach the 138.2% extension. So in this case, we may have in the white scenario a completion here in an internal wave 3, and we may need to be looking for a retracement here in a wave 4 structure. And in this case, I would be looking at support, and let's use the blue. I will probably shift the entire white internal white structure to the yellow. I meant the yellow scenario. And in this case, we will be watching for support in a very similar area to what we have here in the blue zone. And it is between the $7.5 level all the way down to the $5.3 level. And as long as this holds, we can still look for continuation to the upside in this wave 5. Now, if we actually build such a small structure within this white scenario in an ABC movement to the upside, I would probably expect further extensions afterwards, where it would end up being a larger wave A only, and then I would be looking for a retracement in a wave B and then a C wave to the upside to reach the overall target for the wave 3, yeah, the large target, the large time frame target, the 138.2% extension around the $34 level. And yeah, we aren't going to reach that if this third wave is already complete. We will probably make a new local high above the previous top that we have here in the wave A. And let me also shift this to the yellow scenario, because these are both within the larger white scenario. It makes more sense this way. But yeah, I would generally be very careful, because right now, if we fail to hold even the 61.8% retracement here at this point, yeah, it is the last level of support, we will need to be watching out for a full reset either within the wave 2 or within the wave B. So it is not full bear mode if we fail to hold that, but it will likely be a shift to, yeah, a new potential setup. And yeah, we will need to reset the entire count to the upside. But for now, we have these areas of support, which I find highly interesting, let's say, and we have a probable 5-wave structure complete to the upside. And yeah, I find these areas, both of them, quite interesting for an entry and continuation in this trend to the upside. And for now, these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.